if you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns just wrapped up their first preseason matchup of the year against the Carolina Panthers, and folks, this one wasn't close. It was a 30-10 blowout that not only gave Browns fans something to cheer about, but also handed head coach Kevin Stefanski a decision so obvious it's practically glowing in neon lights. What to do with rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Now, this is Cleveland we're talking about, a team that's been projected to struggle in 2025, with national analysts barely giving them a glance beyond the bottom third of the league. But preseason has a way of rewriting first impressions. And what we saw on the field was more than just a nice game. It was the beginning of what could be a season-defining quarterback conversation, one that Stefanski simply can't ignore if he's serious about putting his best talent on the field this fall. Shedeur Sanders' journey to this point has been nothing short of a roller coaster. Just a few months ago, mock drafts had him pegged as a possible first-round pick. But the draft unfolded in a way nobody saw coming, and there he was, still on the board in the 5th round, waiting for a team to take a shot. Cleveland not only took that shot, but they doubled down by also grabbing Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. That move shocked the NFL world, and plenty of fans scratched their heads, wondering why the Browns were stockpiling rookie quarterbacks. Well, after this preseason debut, the logic is crystal clear. Sanders didn't just look like a developmental project. He looked like a quarterback who could push for playing time much sooner than anyone expected. And that changes the dynamic inside the Browns quarterback room immediately. When Sanders took the field against Carolina, the rookie didn't look rattled, wide-eyed, or lost in the moment. He looked ready. He completed 14 of his 23 passes for 138 yards and tossed 2 touchdowns. Those numbers alone tell a solid story, but the eye test was even more convincing. Sanders was calm under pressure, kept his eyes downfield, and made smart decisions. There were a few plays where his mobility came into play, buying extra seconds and turning broken situations into positive gains. That's something this offense desperately needs, especially behind an offensive line that's far from perfect. Stefanski had to have noticed. When you've got a young QB who can create on the fly, keep drives alive, and protect the football, that's a weapon you don't leave on the sideline for long. Now, here's the situation that Browns fans know all too well. Joe Flacco is expected to start in 2025. And listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with that plan. Flacco is a Super Bowl MVP, a steady veteran presence, and someone who knows how to manage a game. But let's be real. This roster isn't built to make a deep playoff push right now. That means there's a high probability we'll see a quarterback change before the season ends, whether it's because of injury, performance, or just the reality of a rebuild. And when that moment comes, it shouldn't be a coin flip between backup options. Sanders should be the clear next man up. We've seen it time and again in the NFL. Young quarterbacks making their case in the preseason and forcing the coach's hand. Sanders has already done more than enough to plant that seed. The Browns' other QB options behind Flacco just don't bring the same upside. Dillon Gabriel might develop into something down the road, but his skill set and size limitations make him less of a fit for what Cleveland needs right now. Sanders, on the other hand, has the arm talent, the mobility, and the mental makeup to handle real NFL snaps. And given the hype that surrounded him in college, it's not far-fetched to believe that his ceiling is way higher than anyone else in that room. What makes Sanders' performance even more intriguing is the context of his fall in the draft. Some analysts called it a shock. Others hinted at off-field concerns or inconsistency against top defenses. But the tape from this game suggests that the Browns might have pulled off the biggest steal of the draft. There were throws Sanders made, tight window darts, perfectly timed fades that screamed NFL ready. And while preseason defenses aren't the same as what he'll face in October and November, those flashes are enough to warrant serious consideration. If you're Stefanski, the worst thing you could do right now is ignore them. Of course, the NFL is littered with examples of rookie quarterbacks who shined in August only to fade when the games mattered. That's the cautionary tale here. Stefanski's challenge will be managing expectations, not just for Sanders, but for the fan base. Cleveland fans are passionate, and once they latch onto a young quarterback, they'll be calling for him every time the starter has a bad series. The tricky part is making sure Sanders is truly ready before tossing him into the fire. But here's the flip side. Holding him back too long could waste the momentum he's building right now. It's a fine line, and the clock is already ticking. There's also the matter of team identity. The Browns for years have been a franchise searching for stability at quarterback. Every time they think they've found the answer, something happens. Injuries, poor play, or front office resets. Sanders represents a potential break from that cycle, a chance to develop a young, dynamic player who could actually be part of the long-term plan. That alone makes the decision in front of Stefanski even more important. If Sanders is going to be that guy, giving him meaningful snaps sooner rather than later might be the best move for both the player and the franchise. And let's not forget the marketing side of this. Shedeur Sanders is a name that carries weight, thanks in no small part to his father, Deion Sanders. If Shedeur starts playing well, the Browns instantly become a bigger national story. That means more attention, more ticket sales, and a stronger brand presence. While winning games is the ultimate goal, the reality of the NFL is that visibility matters. A rookie quarterback making plays is one of the fastest ways to get it. Stefanski might not care about that in the film room, but ownership certainly does. All the more reason to see Sanders as more than just a backup option. So here we are, one preseason game in, and already the Browns quarterback conversation feels like it's shifted. Joe Flacco will still trot out there week one, and that's fine. But if this season goes the way many expect, there's going to be a point where a change becomes inevitable. And when it does, Kevin Stefanski's choice shouldn't be complicated. The next man up should be Shedeur Sanders. He's shown enough poise, talent, and upside to earn that spot. This isn't about rushing a rookie. It's about recognizing when you've got something worth betting on. And after what we just saw, Sanders is absolutely worth that bet. Enjoying the content so far. Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The NFL world has been buzzing with an unexpected twist that has sent shockwaves across the league. Rumors are swirling that Aaron Donald, the dominant defensive force known for wreaking havoc on offensive lines, has reportedly reached a monumental agreement with the Cleveland Browns. Imagine the scene. The Browns, who have been building a fierce defense for years, suddenly locking down arguably the best defensive tackle in the game. Sources close to the situation hint at a mega deal that could redefine Cleveland's defensive identity and catapult them into serious contention. Fans and analysts alike are trying to process the potential ramifications of such a move, which, if true, might shake the very foundation of the AFC North. Speculation is rife about what motivated Donald to consider this shift, whether it's the Browns' culture, their front office vision, or simply a fresh challenge. The idea alone is enough to keep NFL fans glued to their screens. The whispers surrounding this potential signing suggest that the Browns have been aggressively courting Aaron Donald for months, possibly offering a contract that surpasses even some of the highest paid defensive players in league history. While exact figures remain under wraps, insiders are hinting at a deal that could be worth upwards of $30 million annually, with significant guarantees and bonuses that make it impossible for Donald to refuse. Such an investment would clearly signal Cleveland's ambitions to transform their defensive line into an unstoppable force. One can only imagine the intimidating presence Donald would bring, paired with the Browns' existing defensive stars. The rumor mill suggests this signing could spark a ripple effect, pushing other teams to rethink their defensive strategies and salary caps. The Browns might just be laying down a marker that they're serious about championship contention, and Donald could be the centerpiece of that vision. What adds fuel to this rumor fire is the timing. The NFL offseason is always a time of speculation, but this particular whisper seems to carry weight beyond typical noise. Observers have noticed a noticeable increase in Cleveland's defensive activity, not only in potential trades, but also in personnel evaluations and draft strategies. It's as if the front office is clearing space and resources, gearing up for a significant splash, and Aaron Donald fits perfectly into this puzzle. The possibility of such a high-profile signing has sparked heated debates on social media, with fans divided between excitement and skepticism. Some wonder if this is a savvy move that could elevate the Browns to elite status, while others question if the cost might hinder future roster flexibility. Still, the rumor alone has injected fresh energy into the Browns fan base. From Donald's perspective, the move to Cleveland, if true, would be fascinating. Known for his loyalty and competitive fire, the defensive titan has spent his entire career with the Rams, carving out a legacy as one of the greatest defensive players of his generation. Leaving that established comfort zone would be a bold decision, signaling that Donald might be chasing a new challenge or a bigger chance at a title with a team hungry to prove itself. The Browns, with their passionate fan base and revitalized management, could provide the perfect stage for this. Next chapter. There's speculation that conversations between Donald and Browns leadership have been more than just transactional, perhaps delving into team culture and championship aspirations, which could be a big draw for a player of his caliber. NFL insiders are also buzzing about how this potential acquisition could reshape the league's defensive landscape. Aaron Donald's presence on Cleveland's defensive line would not only boost their pass rush, but also free up teammates to play more aggressively, knowing they have a defensive juggernaut anchoring the middle. This could lead to a domino effect, impacting quarterback strategies across the league and forcing offenses to adjust their game plans. Some analysts predict that the Browns might become the team that offenses fear the most, especially in high-stakes playoff scenarios. The rumor even suggests that rival teams in the AFC North are already strategizing how to counter this newfound defensive threat, acknowledging that the Browns could now be the dark horse to beat. Financially, the implications of this mega deal are staggering. The Browns would have to navigate salary cap challenges, potentially making tough decisions on other key players to accommodate Donald's contract. However, the gamble could pay off if it leads to sustained success on the field. The rumor hints at creative contract structuring, including performance incentives and bonuses tied to team achievements, which could keep both parties motivated. This approach might become a model for future deals, especially for elite defensive players. It also raises questions about how other teams will respond in the free agency market and draft, possibly triggering a wave of defensive investments. League-wide, Cleveland's willingness to commit big resources to defense sends a clear message. They're ready to compete at the highest level now. The buzz around this potential signing has even caught the attention of former players and commentators, many weighing in with their opinions on what this could mean for the Browns' trajectory. Some legends of the game have expressed admiration for the Browns' boldness, while others caution about the risks involved in such a high-profile move. The rumor has sparked numerous debates about team-building philosophies, the value of defense versus offense, and what it takes to win in today's NFL. It's clear that if this deal comes to fruition, it will be studied and analyzed for years as a landmark moment in the sport's history. The intrigue alone has reinvigorated interest in Cleveland as a football city with real championship aspirations. On the player side, teammates and coaches are reportedly excited about the prospect of having Aaron Donald join their ranks. The rumor mill suggests that Browns players see this as a huge morale boost and a testament to their team's growth. Coaches are believed to be already envisioning new defensive schemes that leverage Donald's unique skill set, potentially making the Browns' defense more versatile and dominant than ever before. This buzz around the locker room atmosphere adds another layer of plausibility to the rumors, painting a picture of a team ready to rise to the next level. The synergy between Donald's talent and the Browns' rising core could be a recipe for success, energizing the franchise and its supporters alike. Speculation also extends to how this potential signing might influence the Browns' identity beyond the field. Aaron Donald is known not only for his extraordinary skills, but also for his leadership and work ethic. Rumors suggest that his arrival could help shape a culture of excellence and resilience in Cleveland, inspiring younger players and reinforcing a winning mentality throughout the organization. This cultural impact might be just as valuable as the on-field contributions, positioning the Browns as a powerhouse for years to come. The whispers around town indicate that this move could be about more than just football. It's about transforming the franchise's narrative and ambitions at a fundamental level. Finally, the NFL community awaits official confirmation or denial with bated breath, but the rumor itself has already stirred a frenzy. Whether this deal ultimately materializes or not, it has undeniably captured imaginations and sparked a fresh wave of excitement around the Browns. The possibility of Aaron Donald suiting up in Cleveland uniforms is a tantalizing prospect that could rewrite the NFL's competitive map. Fans, analysts, and rivals alike are watching closely, knowing that any announcement could trigger seismic shifts in league dynamics. Until then, the rumor remains one of the most thrilling stories of the offseason. A whisper that might just turn into the loudest roar the NFL has heard in years. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share. And with a fellow fan, hit subscribe and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!